What's going on, wrestling family? Welcome back to the channel. So the Roman Reigns fan base is going to love this subject matter. In fact, one of his fans actually sent me this video and requested that I react to it, and I told him I would. And this video is called The Failure of Cody Rhodes' WWE title run. Wow. And I'm going to hear him out. I'm going to hear what he has to say, because I've seen this said on Twitter a lot, and most people don't really explain why they feel this way. They just say it and argue with people in their mentions, and then that's all they do. They move on with their day. So hopefully this guy has something to support this. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, but I'm all ears. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Let's get into this.
The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes' title run after winning the belt at WrestleMania 40 has been boring. That is the sentiment that many professional wrestling fans feel right now, and it's not without merit. If you go back and you look at the fanfare and the spectacle that happened when Cody won the belt back in Philadelphia, you'll notice that everyone was excited. Because after 3 long years of Roman Reigns dominating the entire company, dominating that belt, and dominating the championship picture in WWE, we finally had a new champion. Someone who was going to be a fighter, someone who was going to be there every week, and someone who was supposed to define what this belt means.
I honestly don't think most people are excited about everything he just said right there. I think people are just excited for the moment. The moment of someone taking the title off of someone who's been holding the title for 3 years. To see someone finally take the belt off of him, to see the underdog actually win, that was just it. I don't think anyone thought past that at all. And that's just my personal opinion. But, you know, I could be wrong about that.
And I am not saying by any means that Cody Rhodes is a boring character, that Cody Rhodes is a boring promo, or Cody Rhodes is a boring wrestler. In fact, I think Cody Rhodes is one of the best to do it. But we can't ignore the fact that if you look at his most recent feud with AJ Styles, it wasn't great. In fact, I would even argue that it was horribly underwhelming given the factors. You have 2 former members of Bullet Club, one of the most era-defining stables in all of professional wrestling, and you did almost nothing to play into that fact, to play into that idea, to mention this group that helped change professional wrestling. And it's true, the Bullet Club helped change professional wrestling forever. Without them, there is no renaissance in WWE. Without them, there ain't no All Elite Wrestling. And without Cody Rhodes, there isn't this revolution in wrestling. And that's what made the feud with AJ, where they didn't even cut good promos against each other. They had a great match, yes, but that was expected. But that's what makes this run so disappointing in many fans' eyes. And that
here's the interesting thing. So we're gonna talk about a couple of things he said here. To talk about the fact that this man just won a title a little over a month ago, and then he's still holding the title. So we're talking about his run as if it's done already. It's still going. He just got the title, bro. He still need more time. Now, people are bored by it right now. That's their personal opinion. Everybody's, you know, allowed to feel a certain way about it. But it barely even caught steam. And I agree. I agree with the fact that you guys remember I did this video about me being excited about Cody Rhodes when he first came into WWE. And I was like, one of the main matches I would love for him to be in, or one of the main feuds, is against AJ Styles, because of their history with the Bullet Club. And the fact that it should be at a bigger PLE, since it's the first time that they've ever faced each other. That will be a great, you know, marketing point for that match, for that PLE. But unfortunately, they had it at Backlash, which is considerably a smaller PLE. And I also felt like that they should have continued this feud, maybe at a second match, or maybe even through 3 matches, and they can add in those storylines there. But you can't, if they already knew that this match was going to end at Backlash, or this feud was going to end at Backlash, there's no point in trying to force all this Bullet Club stuff in there, because it goes deeper than a 3-week story can tell, right? You got him and AJ Styles, of course, at one point in time in their career, were a part of the Bullet Club. And then you also got Carl Anderson. You also got You got Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. You got Tama Tonga, who's a part of the Bullet Club. You also got Finn Balor at one point, who's a part of the Bullet Club, which I understand that he's on Raw and these guys are on SmackDown. So it's so many things that can happen there. Why try to force this in a short period of time? And also, we got to remember that these guys were on 2 different brands before Cody won the title. So there is no current history in WWE to even pull from. So I think it was a bad decision to have them face each other now, unless they're going to run it back in the future, because I felt like they could have expanded it and added more to it. But I think he's being too critical about something that isn't as bad as he made it out to be. I mean, what are they supposed to do? Come out and say, hey, what do you guys want to talk about? Bullet Club, Bullet Club, Bullet Club, Bullet Club. AJ Styles, I'm phenomenal. Bullet Club, Bullet Club, Bullet Club. Like, they can't talk about Bullet Club all the time. They can't. They have to create their own stuff here. If they want to reference it, that'll be cool. But they can't Bullet Club it up every time 2 ex-members of the Bullet Club face each other. That's just my opinion on that.
Doesn't mean it's irredeemable and that we can't get back to a point where Cody is seen as this entertaining, amazing babyface that everyone loves. I think there's a path back there, but if WWE continues to go on the path they're on, where they just have Cody come out, claim to be the champion, hold the belt up, and then cut very generic babyface promos against his competitors without rooting it in any story, especially when you're coming off the heels of a bloodline story.
Bro, the bloodline storyline's been going on for 3 years, bro. It's going on for 3 years. He's been feuding with Roman for over a year. You guys want a feud, a story that concluded after 3 years, and a storyline involving Cody Rhodes that concluded after a year and some change to happen in a matter of a month? What? 3 years of buildup is not going to happen in a month. What is going on here? Am I missing something? Am I going crazy? I feel like I'm going crazy right now. Because I've seen so many people have this perspective about his title run. Now, I'm not a Cody crybaby. I do love the Super Saiyan Pastor. But if he's not doing good, he's not doing good. But what exactly do you guys want to happen? You want him to hop into the hyperbolic time chamber and cook up a story? Like, what do y'all want to happen? I don't understand.
That was rooted in so much lore, so much connection, and so much mythos.
And so much time. Like,
you don't follow something like that up with another great story or even just basic storytelling, then you're gonna see the reaction that we've seen to Cody. And he's still gonna get cheered in every arena, don't get me wrong. He's still gonna be the American Nightmare. People are still gonna be like, whoa, when he comes out. But over time, you will see his popularity wane. He will still be one of the most over acts, but it won't be anywhere near where it's supposed to be. And the fault of that lies with Triple H. And this is a recurring trend we've kind of seen with Triple H whenever he books these big WrestleManias. He is amazing when he's getting to these big pay-per-views. WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, this man does not miss. But the time in between those shows, it's almost like nothing that happens in between those shows outside of Royal Rumble to Mania matters to him at all. We just get filler. And if you look at Cody Rhodes and his run up to the title, that was basically all filler. From losing the belt to Roman at WrestleMania 39 to going and winning it in Philadelphia at WrestleMania 40. Nothing fundamentally changed about the Cody Rhodes character. We had some fun weeks with The Rock in there.
Did we not see his feud against Brock Lesnar? How Brock Lesnar almost broke this guy, literally broke this guy and had this guy go crazy. He went through ups and downs in that feud. What exactly are we talking about here? I feel like I didn't see what I saw on TV. I feel like I didn't. I don't know what he's talking about. And also, you got to remember, too, these smaller pay-per-views, of course, he's going to execute the ending of storylines or bigger build-ups on the bigger PLEs. That's the reason why they're there. You're not going to have that big of a storyline at every smaller PLE. It just does not make any sense to me. I don't know, man. I don't get it. I'm trying to be unbiased, but it's not making any sense to me.
But other than that, there was no development for months. And that's where I think we are. We are in a stage where right now WWE understands that they are as hot as ever, they are as big as ever, and they are going to promote and get as many fans in these arenas as humanly possible, because that's just where they are from a business standpoint. But you can't rely on that all the time. You can only do it for so long before business takes a downturn and people become less interested and people become interested in other things. And WWE, you don't have to just worry about AEW. You have Monday Night Football to worry about when football season comes back on. You have the NBA, which is going to be on NBC at some point. And depending on what night SmackDown falls under, that could be a massive shift for them. So you never know what's going to happen. But I just think that they need to get Cody into a feud where they can somehow root it in story. And AJ Styles can still be the guy because, as I mentioned before, there is the aspect of both of them being former members of the Bullet Club. You can bring Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson in as well to try to help play into that too. But we need to get to a point where they are telling something that not only is entertaining to the fans, but evolves the Cody Rhodes character. Because right now, one thing that no one can tell me is what is different between champion Cody Rhodes and challenger Cody Rhodes prior to WrestleMania, other than the fact that he has the belt. The man.
For one, you said he stopped crying. So that's the number one thing. He's not crying anymore. We haven't seen him cry since he got the title. The other thing is he isn't chasing. There's a different level of desperation with someone who's chasing as opposed to someone trying to prove themselves. Now, again, there isn't a huge shift in his character at this point, but it's only been a month. He hasn't been through anything. He came off of WrestleMania and turned around and had a random feud against AJ Styles, which, I mean, it is what it is. And now he's into a situation with Logan Paul. And it's going to be interesting how that all turns out. So right now, he's not really given time due to the booking to develop some great storylines because I feel like these pay-per-views are kind of like right back to back from each other. And then you don't really expect a whole lot of storylines to play out in places like whenever they go to King of Queen of the Ring, or if we're talking about any shows over there over in the Middle East. I don't really remember any big storylines playing out there. They were just, matches. Maybe a return like Kyrie saying when she returned, but nothing too crazy. But at the end of the day, you got to give him time, man. You got to give him time. It's only been a month. We're on month 2. If we get to month 4 or 5 and nothing really happens, then okay, let's talk about it. But I don't remember anybody's title run after switching over to a whole different brand having from the beginning the feeling of the entire story from the bloodline happening within that first month. I've never, ever seen that a day in my life. I haven't in any promotion. But I mean, I don't know. If I can't remember that, you guys can, let me know in the comments because I don't know.
The man is the same. The character is the same. The promos are the same, if not worse. So where's the development? That's the question that Triple H needs to answer over the next few months. That's the question that I hope for Cody Rhodes' sake he does answer. And that's the question that many wrestling fans should be asking themselves. And it's exactly why many people believe that his current run with the belt is boring.
You know what I like about this is the fact that he says that, and I have no problem with this person. He has his own point of view. I don't know him. But to say that many wrestling fans have this point of view, but then he explains why he believes that. So it's almost like he's using them to kind of, but whatever. But at the end of the day, as I told everyone else, you got to give him time. He hasn't had any adversity. There really isn't that many people on SmackDown when it comes to the roster to give him that type of thing to where he has to develop his character or anything like that. There isn't that many people. I think, honestly, for me, whenever point that he faces Randy Orton, that's going to be one of those moments where we're going to see a lot of that development. And honestly, for me, I wouldn't mind, if down the line, if Randy Orton is that person to take the title off of him, I would not be mad at that at all unless they find somebody else. But, at the end of the day, he is on the same brand as the Bloodline 2.0. There's so many different things they can do. But let's just wait and see. I think we're rushing to ahead of this instead of allowing Triple H to do what he normally do and cook up a great storyline. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think this title run is boring? If you do, fine. That's your own personal opinion. Do you think it's great? If you do, that's fine. I think it's just okay right now. I think we just haven't gotten to the point to really judge it for what it's for until, there really hasn't been a real storyline. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Salute, peace, have a good day.